Hi guys, Ensign Davery here, and today I thought I'd give you a look at what's inside my pencil case. The pencil case itself is just a drawstring bag that I got from a Secret Skeleton gift exchange organized through Tumblr sometime last October. It's really cute and sturdy, and it can hold a lot of stuff in here, so that's why I use it. So for starters, I have just a couple mechanical pencils. These are, up until a couple weeks ago, what I mostly used for doing sketch work. But doing it all in mechanical pencil and then doing the line work and then erasing all the line work, which is something you saw me do in the last video I posted. Doing all that erasing can be really tough on my wrist. So what I've started doing recently is using Lavender Colorase Prismacolor pencil. So you can see, compared to the pencil lines, this is me pressing about the same. So it's much fainter. Here's me pressing really hard, and you can see even with me pressing about as hard as I can, it only just comes to the same sort of level of darkness as the mechanical pencil. So this is really nice for doing the preliminary sketches in. And then because it's already a nice color, I don't have to worry so much about erasing it after I do the line work, because once I put the lines and colors on top, it sort of blends in and gives it almost a nice sketchy feel that I like. So I've been really into using this the past couple weeks, and I'm really enjoying that. Speaking of erasers, sorry, some of them are kind of deep in there. So these two are the same eraser. It's just one of the very big standard white art erasers. And I've got, this chunk used to be about this big. This is about when they start getting hard to use for me. So I'm just finishing up this one, and then I've got this one as well. This is a chunk from a sort of 3-point eraser that I was trying out, but I really don't like it. It breaks apart far too easily, and it leaves, compared to the white erasers, it leaves a bunch of gummy shavings all over the place that make my sketchbook look really dirty. So since I paid for it, I'm trying to use it up, but I will not be buying this one again. And then this is just a Pentel Click Eraser, and that one's really nice for getting into small areas. A lot of people use kneaded erasers for erasing small areas. I've never really gotten into them. I don't like the texture very much, so I really like using that one. On to line art. I've got a couple of copies of just the same pen here. A Sakura Jelly Roll in 06, a purple color. And these are what I use to do most of the line work on any of the comics I post. I also have the same pen. I guess this one's a little thicker, it's 08, and this is just a white version which I use to correct small mistakes or do white details such as white fur or clouds. I use these less commonly for line work these days, but I still really like them. And these are my Micron pens. So I've got a very fine one here in a sort of burnt brown color. And I've got 3 different thicknesses of purple here. I've got, again, a very fine one, a more medium one, and a very large one. And I'll show you sort of the difference in the line weights here. I really like using these by themselves, but they're not as good for combining with my alcohol-based markers, since when I lay down the line work and then do the markers over them, they tend to bleed a lot. But for using with, say, colored pencils or just by themselves, I really like combining these 4 to get a good variety of line quality and color in the line work. They can be used with the alcohol-based markers. I just need to be very careful when filling in the color to make sure that I'm not smearing the ink across the page. Let me see. Also, something I've been using for line work and sketches recently, medium Pentel RSVP in purple. My friend Mary at Litostress on Tumblr, you've probably seen her featured in some of my comics as the sea turtle, if you follow my main blog and my comics. I was doing a lot of purple ballpoint pen drawings a while back, and she got me this one. I like combining it with the lavender color ace to do a very quick, sketchy kind of feel. When the alcohol markers go over this one, it does smear a little, but it tends to smear into almost a light pinkish color. And I really sort of like the look that that gives. So I don't know if you can see with the Micron pens, it's sort of smearing and giving kind of a dirty look. Whereas with the Pentel RSVP, it sort of changes the color to a pinkish as it goes over. And I think that's really neat, and it can give me some sort of cool effects when I'm sketching or doodling. I have not just one, but two purple highlighters in here. They're both slightly different colors. This one's more of a purple, whereas this one is a bit more of a pinkish purple. This one is a purple Papermate highlighter, whereas this one is a Sharpie accent highlighter. I'll use these with the color ace or with the ballpoint pen just for like quick sketches. And then I have a Crayola Super Tip marker. I had a purple one up until about a week ago, but it ran out and I'm so sad. So now I use this one, which is more of a magenta color, but it smells like raspberries, which is a bonus, so I forgive it for not being purple. And this is just sort of standard Crayola marker, not super high quality, but what I do like is that the Crayola markers are water-based, which means unlike the alcohol markers, they won't bleed through my sketchbook pages. So what I've been doing a lot in this recent sketchbook is I will use the alcohol markers for the proper illustrations on one side of the page, and then I'll flip over the page and do some like sort of loose doodles or figure drawings, whatever I feel like, to warm up my wrists. Just because this has such thick, chunky lines, I like using it for drawings that I shouldn't be putting a lot of effort into trying to nitpick all the details. And since it's water-based, I can use it on the wrong side of the paper without it bleeding through and ruining my finished comics and illustrations. This is just a black ballpoint pen. I don't use it very much. Usually I will use this one at the same time I'm using the purple ballpoint pen, and I'll just use this to pick out very specific details. For example, if I'm drawing Deadbeat Dick, I'll usually do just his sunglasses in the black ballpoint pen. So this is usually only for accents. I have just a standard fine point black Sharpie in here. I don't use it as much for drawing, it's just sort of a generally useful pen to have around. I have some mechanical pencil lead and a sharpener for my mechanical pencils and color ace, respectively. And then the last stragglers I have are less for drawing pens and more just pens I use for writing, doodling, or other general accents. I have this purple ballpoint pen, which is alright. It's pretty faint. I was using this for my ballpoint pen doodles before I got the Pentel RSVP. But the Pentel RSVP is much nicer and has a better color, so I've been using this one less recently since I got that one. I have a purple sparkly gel pen. It's from the Metallic series. It has a rather thick line. I don't think you can really, in this lighting, see the shimmer there. It's fairly subtle. Purple Color Luster brush pen. It's not a great inking pen because it does not dry very quickly, so if you run your hand back along it, it will smear, so you can see there. Ugh, I'm doing a bad job of it, but look, it's a rose kind of. I don't know. It's fun to just play around with, and it's got kind of a metallic finish to it. I've got a couple different colors of this pen, but I only keep the purple one with me. And then finally this one, I do not actually know what the brand is. I've had this one a long time, and as you can see, it somehow still has ink in it, but the original brand has kind of rubbed off. But it's a archival ink purple pen, so it's got a fine chisel tip on one end and a larger chisel tip on the other end. And again, I don't really have a specific use for this pen. I'll use it sometimes for doodles or accents. It's just one that I keep around in my pencil case. And then finally, this isn't really in my pencil case since it's too big, but it's something I carry around with me when I carry around my pencil case. I have my little wooden ruler here, and it's pretty beat up. I've had this since I was a little kid drawing on construction paper. But I like this one because you can sort of see on the ruler I've made these purple tick marks just to mark off how long one of my comics usually is. So this ruler, when I use it, is very quick to mark out. It's very quick and easy for me to mark off panel borders. Yeah, that is everything I generally keep with me in my pencil pouch from day to day. I hope you enjoyed this look inside, and I will see you next week for another video.